Today we are going to learn 50 essential IELTS vocabulary. IELTS words that are used commonly in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. If you know these 50 words, you will be able to gear yourself up to the next level. Without knowing these words, definitely you will feel the lack of confidence or required knowledge for writing or reading especially. The first set of the words is for writing and reading skills. The first word that we learn in this list is substantiate. Substantiate is verb. Its noun form is substantiation. Those words that end in ate, that is a verb suffix, they can be turned into noun form by adding ion or tion or ation to the end of the word. So substantiate is verb, substantiation is noun form of it. Sub means under, stand means stand. Substantiate means to support something, to stand up. So substantiate, in dictionary, we can find this definition for that is provide evidence to support the claim. Whatever you say, you have to bring proof to support it. So you are bringing proof to what you claim, then you are substantiating your claim. Look at the examples. These are just samples you can follow as pattern to be able to make your own sentences. You have to use these words in your own sentences to be able to naturalize them in your mind, in fact, to fixate in your mind. The scientist was asked to substantiate her findings with more data. So the scientist was asked to bring more proof, to bring something strong to support what he claimed. Here, the data is the same claim. Without clear evidence, it is difficult to substantiate such allegations. Allegation means kind of accusation, especially is false accusation. You accuse somebody falsely without any substantiable, that is an adjective form of this, substantiation, support or proof. So allegations is false accusation. Allegation, allege, comes from allege. Allegation means false accusation. So you claim about somebody something that is not true. So it is allegation. So in order to prove their allegations are true and reliable, you have to substantiate them. So you have to bring something to prove them. Next word is alleviate. Alleviate. Alleviate is also a verb. This can also be changed to noun form by adding ion to end of it. It becomes alleviation. Alleviation. Alleviate. Alleviate comes from or al and live. Live that we use still different forms of this live in English, like live, lever, like level, like this, like beleveled. Beleveled is also used in English. So live, leave means to take up something, but to take up something to make it lighter. Just imagine there is a burden on the shoulders of somebody, and another person comes and takes it up, lifts it to make it easier for the person to carry it. So that is alleviating, means making the effect of negative thing person to carry it. In dictionary, you can find this reduce or lessen meaning, but the real meaning comes from lifting something or helping to support lift something to make it less heavy. The example says meditation, for example, meditation can help alleviate stress and anxiety. So alleviate stress and anxiety means what? Means reduce it. How? Removing it from you as if it takes off from your shoulders, your mind. So make it easier for you to tolerate. The government introduced new policies to alleviate poverty. Alleviation of poverty, alleviate poverty means to reduce poverty in the society. Next word is exacerbate. Exacerbate is also a verb with ate suffix, and then we can change it into noun form by adding ion to end of it. Of course, this e drops at the end. So exacerbation is noun form of it. Exacerbate means to get worse. X is a kind of prefix that means out, and acer, your acer or usser means something like in Latin bitter, bitter or sharp or acidic. In English also we use acid, acidic, acerbic, something like this. These are used in English these days, in modern English. So exacerbate means to make something of which the effect is sharper and more bitter. So exacerbate means make a situation worse. Look at the example. Air pollution can exacerbate respiratory diseases. Respiratory related to breathing, those organs that help us breathe. His rude comments only exacerbated the tense situation, means made the situation even worse. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous comes both from Latin and Greek. Ubiquitous, ub, means like place and where, something like this. And quitus means any. Ubiquit is something like anywhere or everywhere, we can say. Ubiquitous is adjective form of the word that means something that is everywhere at the same time, that exists everywhere at the same time. And noun form of it is ubiquity, ubiquity, ubiquitous, ubiquity. The example says smartphones that today you can find everywhere. Smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society. It means everywhere you can find smartphones. Or social media's ubiquitous presence. Ubiquitous presence means everywhere you can find it. Social media's ubiquitous presence influences how people communicate. So everywhere you can find social media in these days. Next word is paradigm. Paradigm also comes from Latin and Greek. A paradigm, or paradigm. Para means something like side or beside, not the main, something like half important. And paradigm means something like show beside, showing beside. means not the main thing, but you show something besides something that you want to do. Means like a pattern, like an example, like a model, something like you look at it, then you do the main thing. This paradigm, the pronunciation is paradigm. Paradigmic can be used as adjective form of it. Paradigmic. Example, the success of remote work represents a new paradigm in the workplace. Represents a new paradigm means a new pattern that others can follow, the new model that can be followed. The success of remote work. Remote work means online working, means the classes like in COVID-19 period that people started working online and the companies also went online that had some success and results that shows as kind of a successful model for workplace that people can follow it as a pattern. Einstein's, in German that's pronounced like Einstein's, theory of relativity changed the paradigm of physics. Means those models they were using for physics, it changed. The model of physics, in fact, changed. Next word is mitigate. Mitigate comes from miti and mitig. This is also a verb, mitigate. Mitigation. Mitigate means to make something less, reduce. So the difference in real meaning between this and alleviate is that alleviate means to raise something, help make it lighter, that is tolerable. But this mitigate means to bring down, means reduce it, make it less. Like planting trees can mitigate the effects of climate change, means can reduce it, reduce the effect of climate change. Planting trees. New safety measures were introduced to mitigate the risk of accidents. New safety measures, those actions they follow, they do, they enact some rules or laws to make it safer. So they were introduced to the society or the community that mitigated or mitigate or can mitigate the risk of accidents, means can reduce the accidents. Discrepancy. Discrepancy is noun. This and creep and creepance, C, this Y, C-Y, A-N-C-Y. And this is a suffix used for, it makes nouns. D, this is the prefix, has negative meaning here. And it is related to something like separation, avoiding, separating, removing, something like this. So this is from the same family that D or this, or D-I or D-E-D come from, like in divide, divorce, destroy, diminish. You see, all these words have negative meaning, and in all of the meanings, we see something like separation, separating, like destruction. When you say destruction or destroy, you separate the components and elements from one another. Or when it is divide means separated into two parts. Divorce is also separation. Or something like becoming negative and reduction, something like diminish, like detour. Detour is a road that leaves the main road and goes out and And deviate also comes from this. Deviate means going out of the way. So all these, whenever you see this kind of prefix like this, des, or di, or de, the first thing you have to think is a negativity of the word. So discrepancy means some difference, but negative difference, in fact, some problem that makes it different, like difference or inconsistency means it is not consistent, doesn't have consistency, means they don't match. Look at the example. There was a discrepancy between the two reports. Means what? Means two reports didn't match. Means they had to be exactly the same, but there were some differences in the results or in data analysis or anything. The accountant found a discrepancy in the financial statements. So they didn't match. Financial statements that should exactly be the same, but there were some problems and there's some differences in the statements. So they didn't get along with each other. Propensity, pro means something like before, like in front, not before. Back means front, like in front, and like something in advance going. We use this pro in some words like provide. You put forward, you put forth something you put forth as providing, or project. Project is, it means sending or throwing. Eject, like in words like eject. Project means to send forth, to jump forth, like project, a projector, the light projector we have, sending the, pushing the light forth as if uh, with the strength. It is not like normal light. It is, the light is jumping forth. That is projecting. So propensity, pens means something related to thinking. Pensare still is used in some languages like Italian or Spanish, means to think. Pensive. In English also we have pensive. Pensive person means person who thinks usually deeply. Pensive. Pensivity comes from this again. Propensity is ity is for noun. Propensity means something that makes you think about it before doing. Means it is in your mind. That thought is in your mind before doing it. So when you think about something before doing that, so you have kind of tendency to do that, as if it is already in your mind to do that. So it is a natural tendency to do something because already you have it in your mind. Like he has a propensity to procrastinate. And in this word procrastinate also we have pro and procrastinate. Procrastinate means delay something into the future. Forth, delay something forth means you postpone it for some later time. In the play of Hamlet, we have this procrastination as one of the themes of the play. Hamlet wants to take a revenge of his father, but he is just uh, he is too sensitive to do that, and he is trying to substantiate his propensity. So um, he procrastinates the revenge because he wants to get more evidence to convince himself more. So this procrastination is also the problem of most people who want to do something, you want to start something, but they say the next Monday is the best time. So next Monday never comes. So it is procrastination. Need. Some individuals have a propensity for taking risks. Means they are risky people. They always think of risk, and when they have kind of tendency to do that. Okay, next word is depletion. Depletion, again, this is one of the words that uses D. D means separation. We talked in the previous slide. So depletion, pleat. We use this root in some words like complete, replete, replete, complete. Complete means bringing together, like filling it up. It means making it full. Deplete means opposite of it. D means separating everything from it, means making it empty. As we have in replete means filling it again, filling something again, like completing something, depleting something, and then repleting. So repleting means filling again, and depletion means making empty. Look at the examples. Overfishing has led to the depletion of marine life, means fishing uh, too much has resulted in depletion of marine life, means their number has reduced. They have made the sea empty of fish and fishes, in fact, not fish. Fishes means the same, different species of the marine life. The excessive use of fossil fuels contributed to resource depletion. So, more using fossil fuels more than enough, excessive. X also comes from X. Excessive means more than, out of normal amount. Use of fossil fuels contributes means helps to resource depletion. So helps to reduce the or empty the resources, natural resources. Pervasive, another word that is used in academic writing, but these words are not just limited to academic IELTS. In general IELTS, also in this writing task 2, we use these words because writing task 2 is essay writing, and for essay writing you need some words like academic ones like these. Pervasive is adjective. IVE stands for adjective, as adjective suffix. Pervasive means something that spreads everywhere, spreads widely everywhere. The verb form of this adjective is pervade. Pervade means to spread. Corruption is a pervasive issue in many societies. So pervasive issue or pervasive corruption in the society means corruption is everywhere. This is similar to ubiquitous, but ubiquitous means everywhere, present at the same time. Something not necessarily negative, but this pervasive is something that extends to everywhere, covers everything, and is usually used for something negative, but not necessarily always negative. Corruption is like financial corruption, like money laundering, like embezzlement, like breaking the laws and regulations, and these kind of things are corruption, in fact, in society. Some corrupted societies, bad society. So corruption is a pervasive issue in many societies these days. The pervasive influence of technology affects daily life, like ubiquitous, kind of ubiquitous, but pervasive influence of technology means everywhere we have widely it has influenced and penetrated, entered into the daily life of individuals and people. So it is pervasive influence that is covering everywhere and everyone.